can't have joy without community. And yet, so many leaders I talk to describe their leadership journey as lonely at the top. In 2023, the US Surgeon General published an advisory that loneliness, social isolation, and lack of connection, characterizing those things as a national public health epidemic. And they call that the risks to mental and physical health, which includes heart disease, stroke, dementia, premature mortality. It's it's really no wonder that we have a problem of joy because we're trying to live life in the myth of rugged individualism, that we're supposed to do it alone. And it's a lie. If you want to cultivate joy and be an effective leader, you must develop healthy relationships inside and outside of work. If you are new here, welcome to the Joyosity podcast. I'm so glad you found your way to this corner of leadership in life where joy is an extra, then it's the key to your resilience and success. I'm Jen Whitmer, international speaker, author, leadership consultant, and all around joy bringer. And if you're jumping back in, welcome back. This fall, we're continuing our series inspired by my new book, Joyosity: How to Cultivate Intense Happiness in Work and Life, even if things are what they are. The book is out now, and you can find links to all the places, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, etc., at jenwhitmer.com/books. And around here in the Joyosity community, we don't settle for toxic teams, overwhelmed leaders, and the exhaustion of it's too much. Each episode, I bring you stories, research, and tools you can use right away to create a thriving workplace, starting with yourself. And the last 2 weeks, I've been answering your questions about the content of Joyosity and the behind the scenes of writing a book. And now I'm bringing in my people to talk about joy at work. Writing a book is a solo activity that must be done in community. And I have a group of college friends who are my ride or die crew. We call ourselves the March Girls because we've spent the first weekend in March together since 1999. They are all accomplished professionals, leaders, and mothers. And Camille is a director for a global nonprofit in West Tennessee. Jen is a professor and consultant with a PhD in science education and program evaluation. Sarah is a pediatric occupational therapist with a neonatal specialty. Specialty is the word. And Lindsay, who couldn't actually join us on this trip and so isn't in the podcast, but still a part of our crew, is a fitness trainer for professional athletes. And among us, we have 13 children aged 8 to 23. And we recorded this podcast while celebrating my book at Disneyland. Yes, Disneyland. And I asked questions about how they work out the concepts of joyosity in their everyday lives as leaders, as wives, as mothers, as friends, all of those things. And so you'll hear a lot of background squeals, and you'll see us going from looking okay at the 7 a.m. rope drop crowd to looking like a drowned rat after an extremely rainy ride on the Matterhorn. But what you'll hear in our conversation is what it's really like to live in joyosity from really everyday leaders just like you. So here is part one with the March Girls.
So, what made you decide to celebrate and say yes to a 50th birthday to Disney and what did you talk about? Like, why did you decide that?
I don't say no to adventures. And I don't say no to Disneyland.
To be clear.
And I don't say no to celebrate.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
good answer.
That's good. But in all seriousness, to take 3 days away from work, family, life, what is worth the sacrifice to celebrate in this kind of way?
I think celebrating is crucially important to our well-being. I believe in planning your fun first and planning your work second, seriously, not as a joke, but really that if we plan our fun and we plan our celebration, then we can get all of our other stuff done too.
I like her answer.
You like her answer?
Yeah.
It's a good answer.
Celebrating is just life-giving, and friendship is life-giving. And when my friends ask me to celebrate, the answer is always going to be yes.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't know?
I have an answer.
That's all right. You don't have to have an answer.
I mean,
Because when I think about celebrating, one of the things that I think we shy away from it because there's I think there's a story around, I don't want to draw attention to myself. I don't want people to think that I'm too much or that I think too much of myself.
Yeah.
Like that story happens. But one of the things that, as I've just researched and been in this role as a leader, of that the negativity bias that we have as humans, it takes so much to overcome that the intentional celebrations are a way to overcome that negativity bias and negative just stories we have about ourselves just in general. Okay, so next question. She doesn't like it. She doesn't know this is going to be on. I think it's funny. All right, so we can't always go away for 3 days.
Right.
We're going to keep walking, though. Can you walk backwards? Fantastic. How does play and rest happen in just everyday walking around life?
See, this is one I didn't have an answer.
I think that as a mom and as a full-time worker, like play has to be like kind of scheduled.
It's not always spontaneous.
No, I wish it were. But like spontaneous, maybe in like a joke that comes up or something like that. And I do find that sometimes at work, and that's really awesome. But then like play in my everyday, I don't know. I think maybe sometimes it's with like exercise or like exploring, walks, hiking, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, no, but seriously, crafting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I play really, really well and play all the time. Like, even when we get home from school, like, our first thing that we do is go out into the backyard and we play, what's that song? Soda Pop from,
Demon Hunters K-pop, yeah.
And we swing, and I work in the yard, and it's like every day right after school. Yeah.
Good answers?
There's just no play.
You don't play?
I don't know. Almost never. Not in my real everyday life.
What if...
I am working on scheduling and rest.
Okay.
But there's some spontaneous play. I mean, just as an educator, even at the college level, there's some spontaneous, goofy jokes and that sort of stuff. But every day, no.
What feels like play to you?
A good game.
Game.
Yeah.
Like competition or just game?
Both. We know we love.
Hi, Enneagram 3. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Ooh, Tank.
Tinkerbell.
Tank. Camille sees a camera and she does her smile. So when you do play, when you do get to play, what do you notice happens after? What happens when you do get to play?
Lightness.
I'm lighter. Oh, everyone at once?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lighter, yeah, for
Lighter,
sure.
less serious, more spontaneity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More fun.
More fun.
Oh, we gotta go.
Gotta go.
So I asked you what feels like play, but what would surprise people about you as a professional, as an OT who works with NICU, spreadsheet queen, Google Sheets over here, and professor, doctorate. What is something that would surprise people that is the way that you play?
The way that I play?
Like, what would surprise people? Like, here's this professional, besides the fact that we're all wearing ears at Disney.
Right.
Like, besides that.
Big fan of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about play, like, I really do think about, like, I love a good laugh, and I honestly, in my head, I like to do, like, SNL skits. Like, I think I could pull off, but I really can't pull it off.
You're probably good.
Yeah,
But I
good.
think I can, and I like to do the voices
Yeah.
and all the stuff. I mean, and sometimes that goes on in my head when somebody says something that makes me think of it, and then I'm like, imagination crazy. And I look for days at work where I am laughing. I'm like, we need a good laugh, and then like if that happens, then my brain goes those places more often. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, in general, the comment that I get from most people is that I'm the most fun person that they encounter.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know that anyone would be surprised by anything. But, like, one way that we do a lot of, like, dinner parties and
Oh, right.
seated meals, like gathering women in particular to be together to celebrate is sort of just what I do. But I don't know that anybody would be surprised by that.
Yeah.
I know, but like the formal way that you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it is more
Growing up-
formal. It's
Yeah,
not just
very
a
planned.
yeah, it's very planned.
Yeah. Planned, yeah. Spontaneity, that very much attention to detail.
Yes. Do you have an answer? Because I'm just curious because I have a thought about you.
I don't know that anything would be necessarily surprising, maybe to an outsider, but if you're a student who's been in my class, it's not going to be surprising because I'm just ridiculous sometimes. I mean,
Yeah, but play isn't always. So one of the things about play is that it's also your craft.
Right.
Like it comes into more. And so I think one of the things that you do as having a PhD in science education is your garden. The way you and Lance do vegetables and all of that, and you say words that I'm like, I have never heard of this plant.
Right.
And you're like, oh, and look at them this year. But do you find that fun, restful?
I find it fun to show you the work that Lance has done because I'm not doing any of that work.
That's not true. You water your stuff.
water. I water.
That is not true. You plant things.
Like your
Plan
flowers.
it.
Yeah.
Not the vegetable stuff.
Yeah.
You're planting things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plant some. Really, it's very little me. Very little. I just like to enjoy the fruits of the labor.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that's still good. That's still good. We do.
Pretend.
Why do we now look like drowned rats?
Yeah.
We do.
Happens.
Yeah.
Matterhorn.
We've experienced the Matterhorn in the rain, and it was actually fantastic, and I loved it and laughed the whole time. It was super fun.
So fun.
Okay, so Disney adults
Right.
are sometimes super cringe. Like that's the thing in the world. And Taylor Swift's oldest daughter song, which she talks about, that apathy is hot.
Right.
So what about joy is vulnerable, but also still makes it worth it?
I think when you're experiencing true joy, it has to be your real self.
And almost your child self.
Yes.
And a lot of what I experienced as a child that brings me joy is cringe because I like to play with dolls. But like this, like being an adult and doing Disney, being a Disney adult is cringy sometimes because it's dress up and it's imagination
Yes.
and spontaneity, and that's what being vulnerable is like, being your true self, your authentic self.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because I tend to live out of joy in general, I think I get called like naive a lot. Kind of makes me cry a little bit. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
really, like people can't handle it.
It's one of my biggest fears.
Yeah, because people are always like, "You're not being real. Like, you're not really enjoying life this much." And I'm like, "I think I am."
But yeah, I am.
Yeah. So for you, what is the difference between childish and childlike?
I love that. Like, why is my whole house completely decked out for Christmas? Every pillowcase.
Right. And as a full-time working mom running, half an area,
Yes.
for a nonprofit, and mom of 3, you have a young kid at home, and how much time do you spend still decorating in that way?
So many hours, days of my life at this point. Yes, because childlike joy is so fun and it's so important, and we get to bring magic and whimsy into dark places. And we had a really dark week last week, and so I decorated
Yeah.
because it makes things joyful and fun and whimsical.
Yeah. What about you guys? Childish, childlike?
Childish is selfish
Ooh.
and whiny.
Whining.
Childlike is wonder. As a science educator, I talk about wonder a lot.
Yeah.
That is the essence of childlike, is holding on to that wonder
Yeah.
that brings joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you're right. Like childish, I think is selfishness. Only thinking of yourself, really. Childlike, I definitely think of whimsy.
Yeah.
And just joy. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I talk about in the book is this difference between childish and childlike. And like I list a bunch of childish behaviors in the workplace. People who throw a temper tantrum when they don't get their way, or they involve a bunch of people in gossip and try to gang up on somebody else, which we have been talking about this week.
Right.
Or when somebody tries to curry favor by pretending to be childish, like using baby talk. That happens sometimes, which is really weird in the workplace, but it totally happens. Totally happens. Versus, so those are like childish behaviors in the workplace. But where do you see childlike behaviors ever at work that are healthy and good and produce better results?
I see it with like celebrating other people and like and then like, I don't know, like asking other people how things went. Like if they're going to a wedding or if they're going to, I don't know, a vacation.
That curiosity toward others.
Yeah, curiosity towards other people's lives. Thinking of others before yourself.
Yeah. And being willing to try new, fun, whimsical things, things that create wonder, and inviting other people into it.
Yeah.
And in my new position, there's a lot of that. Just the inviting other people, and even something as simple as, hey, we're going to the Union for lunch. You want to walk with us?
Yeah.
Oh, I see you have your lunch. I don't care. I'll walk with you anyway.
Yeah.
My lunch will be there later.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things about when we think about innovation and creativity and problem solving, you have to have that curiosity and a childlike idea that I don't know how this works, so I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's childlike. And we think oftentimes, especially as leaders, we're supposed to have it all figured out. But the reason nobody's done it before is because nobody's figured it out. That's what innovation and creativity are. But I think we get too caught up in I'm supposed to know the answers, or we collapse the process and already have decided this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work. So
Yeah. Well, we do a lot of flexibility at work. Like we had a group meeting outside.
Yeah.
Like I was like, why have we never done this before? And then somebody had puppies and they brought puppies to the meeting. I was like, what the hell is going on? Sorry. I mean, what the heck is going on?
fine.
And I was just like, but why not?
Yeah,
why
thank
not?
you for bringing your puppies.
Yeah.
Why not? Because somebody brought them to the meeting and then they took them home with them. Didn't enter the hospital setting.
Yeah.
Why not? And that's that flexibility instead of such a rigid, this is the way we need to do it. Like, wow. That like opened up so many spaces in that
It does.
thing.
And we don't think about flexibility is actually, there's like components of creativity, but flexibility and fluency are two of them. And it's so important. And sometimes the way to get flexible is to do something different.
Yeah.
And we don't think about that because we're like, we just get
Yeah.
in a rut. Okay, so last question at the park. What does it look like when joy is missing for you? Like, what are the markers for you when it's gone?
Yeah.
How does it show up?
I mean, just dark. Just like spiritually, emotionally dark. I'm just tired. I don't want to do things. I don't want to try things. I don't want to figure things out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lack of innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
lack of
desire.
energy,
Or desire.
or desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Anger.
possibly care less. Yes.
Yeah.
And quick to anger.
Quick to anger, and like you
just
also
pissy.
and then have
Pissy.
a conversation in the office. If something sets somebody off, you're just gonna join in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a couple weeks ago, when I was coming back from Memphis, and then I went home for 12 hours and then drove across the state again, I had so much, so much was just in my brain and I couldn't manage it. So once I got that all out of my brain, there were a couple problems. I was like, oh, this is how I solve it.
Yeah.
Like the creativity returned. So I know that when I can't solve problems, that's usually which is a weird indicator of lack of joy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But your brain is stuck.
Brain is stuck.
Stuck.
You're stuck.
Lack of
It's
joy
stuck.
just puts you stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puts you stuck in the lethargy and the tiredness and the snippiness and the dark places.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. When we're not like wet and cold, I'll probably come back with some more questions.
Right.
Right.
Perfect.
Perfect.
My snowy office. I want you to know that Harvard Business Review recently published one of the longest studies of mental wellness, and the biggest predictor of a joyful life and is the quality of your relationships. So, as you know, besides being the data nerd, I love to put my coach hat on at the end of a podcast. So, what did this conversation, what did these everyday leaders show you or reveal to you about your need for community and more joy? So, share this episode with someone who needs reminding that celebration and community matter. Connect with me at Jen with 2 N's at jenwhitmer.com or LinkedIn and Instagram. And if you'd rate this show, that would be so amazing and help others discover this corner of joy centered leadership. And you can grab the book, which our box is here, at jenwhitmer.com/books. And because we recorded this at Disneyland, here's your little celebrate happy reminder. Joy doesn't magically appear. You cultivate it, you choose it, you show up for it, and you practice it in community. So take one tiny step toward connection and community today. Text a friend, check in on a teammate, start the celebration before the finish line. I will see you next week with part 2 with the March Girls. We are slightly less soaked at the end of the day in our hotel room, but still just as joyful.